Hi everyone, I'm Santi Priya from Department of Mathematics and Statistics, Bhavan Vivekananda College. I'm here with my lesson 18 on linear algebra about vector spaces. In this lesson, I'm going to explain about column space of a matrix. We will first see what is column space of a matrix A of order m by n. The column space of a matrix A m by n is the set of all the linear combinations of the columns of the matrix A. That is, if you are given with a matrix A is equal to with columns A1, A2 and so on An with m rows, that is, it is a matrix of order m by n, then column space of A, that is given as col A, is equal to span of the vectors A1, A2 and so on An. Or you can define like this also. Call A, that is column space A, is equal to set containing B belong to Rm such that Ax is equal to B for x belong to Rn. So this definition looks little tricky, but if you observe here, you take any vector x with in Rn means with n rows and then multiply that with A, then what will you get? You will get all the linear combinations. So for present, let us keep this column A, the second definition aside. When it comes in the theorems, then we will elaborate it more. Now in general, for the numerical problems, we will understand column A as, column space A as span of all the vectors given in the as columns in the matrix A, that is span of set containing A1, A2 and so on An. Now first we will see what will be conditions for a given vector to be in column space of A. Earlier you have seen conditions for a given vector to be in null space of A. Now we will check what will be conditions for any given vector to be in column space of A. So let us see here. A vector B belongs to column space of A if it satisfies the following two conditions. The first condition is that vector B belongs to Rm. That is, this vector B should be with m number of rows. It's a column matrix with m number of rows. That is, B is a column vector with m rows. Second one, either B is a column in A or B is a linear combination of columns of A. So this vector B, either it should be one of the columns in A or it is a linear combination of the columns of A. Then if these two conditions are satisfied, then any given vector will be there in the column space of A. Let us look at this small example. How do we check whether a given vector is in column space of a matrix A? So you are given here a matrix A is equal to 2 by 2 matrix with two columns, and another vector W is given 2, 2, 1. Now you have to check whether W belongs to column A. Then what are the two conditions you have to check for a vector to be in column A? W to be in column A, it has to satisfy two conditions. So what are the two conditions? Just let me write here. One is, the first one, W should belong to whatever we said here, or what did we say here? The conditions for a vector to be in column A, W belong to Rm. If you say that the matrix is an m by n matrix, and the second condition, we know that that is either W is a column in A or linear combination of columns of A. These two conditions we have to check. Now let us look at these two conditions. So the first one, Here you have to check W belong to Rn. This is a condition you need to check. Now here you have m by n is equal to 2 by 2, which implies m is equal to 2, implies I have Rm is equal to R2. Now what is W? W is equal to 2, 1. So obviously it belongs to R2. So first condition is satisfied. Now let us see the second condition. Now W is equal to 2, 1 is not a column of A, but we can write a column which is equal to, you have this one, W is equal to 2, 1, which is equal to minus 1 into minus 2 minus 1, which is the that is the first column of A. So though it is not a column of A, you can, that is equal to a linear combination of first column in A. So W, though it is not directly a column in the matrix A, 2, 1 is not present, but it is a linear combination. If you multiply this with minus 1, you will get it. So by 1 and 2, so W belong to column space of the matrix. Like this, we'll check whether a given vector is in column A or not by the first method. Before doing further more problems, let us quickly compare about null A and column A. So here I am going to explain for a matrix A n by n, x belong to null A versus x belong to column A. Let us see. So here it is null A and here it is column A. So a vector x belong to null A if it satisfies two conditions the same way. A vector x belong to column A if it satisfies these two following conditions. What is the first condition? X belong to Rn. And for column A, x belong to Rm. So for null A to be in null A, that vector x to be a vector in Rn, and for the vector to be in column A, that vector should be in Rm, where m is number of rows and n is number of columns for the given matrix. So the first condition you will check is for null A whether x belong to Rn, and for column A x belong to Rm. Now what is the second condition? For null A, x satisfies the equation Ax is equal to 0. So whatever the vector, this vector you multiply with A, it should give you 0. Whereas for column A, this vector x, either it is a column in A or it is a linear combination of columns of A. So these are the comparative points when you are given a vector and you are asked to check whether that vector is in null A and that vector is in column A. Let us go through this problem. Matrix A is given and there are two vectors u and v are given, and you have to determine whether u comma v are both in null A, and b bit whether u comma v are both in column A. So let us look at the solution. So here what is the matrix given? What is its order? It has 3 rows and 4 columns. A, it is 3 by 4. So I have m by n is equal to 3 by 4, implies I have m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 4. And then what is the u here? U vector is 3 minus 2 minus 1 0. This belong to R4. And v vector is 3 minus 1 3. This belongs to R3. So this is the information given to us. Now let us look at the A bit. A bit is determined whether u and v are in null A. So A bit is about null space A. So a vector is in null A. So x belong to null A. What are the two conditions? If Number 1, x belong to Rn. What is in here? So that is R4. And then number 2 is, second one is Ax is equal to 0. These are the two conditions. So let me take the first one. U is equal to 3 minus 2 minus 1 0, and I have it belong to R4. So first condition, it is satisfied here. And this for the vector, this is for the vector u. So this I am doing for vector u. And the second thing is here, second point for this u vector is A into u is equal to AU is equal to, what is A into u means? I have matrix. So let us write here AU is equal to, the matrix is 2 4 minus 2 1, and minus 2 minus 5 7 3 3 7 minus 8 6 into, and what is vector u is 3 minus 2 minus 1 0. So what is the result? So this is 6 minus 8 plus 2 and then plus 0 and then minus 6 and then plus 10 minus 7, and next you have 3 plus 0, anyway 3 3 is 9 minus 14 plus 8 and plus 0, and which is equal to 0, that here you have minus 13 minus 3, and then the last one will be 17 minus 14 is 3, is not equal to 0 0 0. So what do you have here, which implies AU is not equal to 0. So hence U does not belong to a null space A. Now let us look for the vector V. So what do you have the vector V as? V is equal to, first point for vector V is equal to 3 minus 1 3. It does not belong to R4 at all first. It belongs to R3, because you have, therefore, so first point itself is not satisfied, hence V also does not belong to null A. So proving for null A is completed. So these both vectors U and V are not in null A. Now let us look at for column A. So now we have to see for column A. So what are the conditions you have for column A? Vector x belong to column A. Then what are the two conditions you have? The first one is that vector x should belong to Rm. Here Rm is, how many rows you have? 3 rows, that is R3. And the second condition is x is either a column of A or a linear combination of columns of A. This we have to do it either for it is for U or V. Now let me take the vector U. So what do we have for U? U is equal to minus 3, it's not minus 3, it is 3 minus 2 minus 1 0. So let us look at the first point, whether x belong to, so this belong to, here U belong to, I can say this belong to R4, right? So U doesn't, it should be there in R3 for column A, but it is there in R4. So U does not belong to R3. So here clearly, immediately we can say that hence U does not belong to column A. Now let us look at the vector V. So what do we have as V? V is equal to 3 minus 1 3. It belongs to R3. Now let us see the two conditions. First one is V belong to R3. First condition is satisfied. Second condition, V is not V. You can observe V is not a column of A. Then what do we check? Then we will check whether V is a linear combination of columns of A. So this we want to check now. How do we check a vector is a linear combination of then I will consider the augmented matrix A with the vector B. So take the augmented matrix A with the vectors V, that is 2, 4, -2, 1, and here it is 3, and then -2, -5, 7, 3, -1, and then 3, 7, -8, 6, 3. Now we have to reduce it to echelon form. The operations what we want to apply here is for R2, R2 plus R1. For R3, 2 times R3 minus 3 times R1. Right. Now let us look how this matrix is transformed. 2, 4, -2, 1. This is 3 only. And then we have -2 plus 2, 0. -5 plus 4 is -1. 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4. -1 plus 3 is 2. And then 2, 3, 6 minus 3, 2, 6, 0. 2, 7, 14 minus 12 is 2. Right, 14 minus 12. And then -16 plus 6 is -10. And then 12 minus 3 is 9. 12 minus 3 is 9, and then 2, 3, 6 minus 9 is -10. Now again let us mark the pivot positions. This is pivot, these are already zeros, this is pivot, this we have to make it 0. So what is the next one is for R3, R3 plus 2 R2. So this will be transformed to 2, 4 minus 2, 1, 3 and 0, -1, 5, 4, 2 and 0, and 2 minus 2, 0, and -10 plus 10, 0, and then 9 plus 8 is 17, and then next -3 plus 6, -3, what do you have, -3, and plus 6 is 3. Now again let us mark it pivot positions. So it's the pivot position. Now how do you decide whether this is a linear combination or not? Now we have to just look here. What are the pivot columns? C1, C2, these are all C3, C4. Among these, the pivot columns are C1, C2 and C4. So which implies I can say here that C1, C2, C4 are pivot columns. That implies I can say x1, x2, x4 are basic variables, and that implies x3 is a free variable. That implies it has infinite solutions, which implies I can say B not B, the whatever the vector you are given here, that is not B, it is V. The second vector is V, is a linear combination of columns of A. That implies V belong to column A. This is what we have done. Here you have a practice problem. A is given a matrix with the 4 rows and 4 columns, 4 by 4 matrix, and here W is given with the 4 rows and 1 column, so it is a 4 by 1 column matrix. So determine whether this W belong to column A and the second bit W belong to null. Now let us see what do we mean by finding column space A or describing column space A. See, column space is again a subspace, or you can say it is a vector space. It will have infinitely many vectors. You cannot list out all the vectors in column space, but only we can find vectors which can span column space. Any vector space is like that. You cannot write all the term item like objects or vectors in that vector space. Only we will give it is span of which set or which vectors can form a basis for this, so that they will span entire vector space. So here let us come. Finding column A or column space A is nothing but finding a set of vectors that can span column space A. So what is the method to find column space A? So we'll follow these points. First one, let A be a matrix of order n by n, m rows and n columns. Consider the augmented matrix AO, where O is a column of zeros. Then reduce AO to echelon form and identify pivot columns. This is the same procedure as how you work out for finding null space. Reducing till echelon form and writing pivot columns. Then what is the next? If C1, C2, C3 and so on Ck are pivot columns, then their corresponding columns V1, V2, V3 and so on Vk in matrix A span column A. What do you mean by this? After you reduce to echelon form, you will come to know what are pivot columns. So suppose column 1, column 3, column 5 are pivot columns. Then their corresponding columns in the given matrix A, not from the echelon form, they will span column space of A. The pivot columns, right? And column space A is equal to span of V1, V2, V3 and so on Vk. This is what the procedure. How do we find column space of A, or how do we describe column space of A? Now let us look at this example, that is find column A for the matrix given matrix A is equal to this is given with 4 rows and 4 columns. Now according to this procedure, we have to consider the augmented matrix A0, how we have done for the null space, null A. The same way we have to do, and we have to reduce it to echelon form. So I'm just straight away going to the I'm writing its echelon form of A row. I'm writing straight away because we have been doing so many problems in reducing echelon form. So I'm going to the echelon form. I'm writing it here. It is 1 1 0 minus 2 0 2 2 minus 2 and 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 0 0 0. This is echelon form. Now let me mark the pivot positions. This is pivot and this is pivot, this is pivot. That means here you have this is pivot column, pivot column, pivot column, but this is not a pivot column. So in Nalya, what did we learn? The pivot column which is not pivot column, from there you used to write basic and free variables and find null A. For column A, here we will write like this. C1, C2, C3 are pivot columns. Then their corresponding columns in A, that is in column A, that is C1, C2, C3 from A span column A. What do you mean by that? Column A is equal to, column space of A is equal to span of the vectors. What are the vectors here? First column, first C1 column, first column in matrix A. What is the 10, 0, 1, 1? So 10, 0, 1, 1. And then second column, minus 8, 2, minus 1, 1. Minus 8, 2, minus 1, 1. And C3, what is the third column in A is minus 2, 2, 6, 0. Minus 2, 2, 6, 0. So these three vectors will span column A. Whichever are their pivot columns, their corresponding columns in the given matrix will span column A. This is what finding column A. And we can remember some points regarding null A and column A together. Suppose consider a matrix A of order m by n. Then first one, null space of A is a subspace of Rn. This will prove later it as a theorem. Similarly, column space of A is a subspace of Rm, where m is the number of rows. The third point, both null space A and column space A are finite dimensional vector spaces. Since why it is so, Rn and Rm are finite dimensional vector spaces. Hence, there exists basis and dimension for both null A and column A. Now here, let us discuss how to find basis and dimension for null A as well as for column. So here I have given about null space A and here I have given about right side column space A. So let us see point null A about first. Null space of A is equal to span of V1, V2, V3 and so on Vk. Then what are these V1, V2, V3 and so on Vk? Where V1, V2 and so on Vk are obtained by expressing basic variables in terms of free variables from echelon form. So from echelon form, already you have done this, how to find a basis for null A. The same way you will do this. Then, what is basis for null A? It is equal to set containing these k vectors, which are spanning. Then dimension of null A is equal to number of vectors in basis. That is equal to k number of vectors. And then let us come for column space A. Column space A is equal to span of some other vectors P1, P2 and so on Pm, where P1, P2, P3 and so on Pm are columns in matrix A corresponding to the pivot column C1, C2 and so on Cm in the echelon form. What do you mean by that? In the echelon form, if you have C1, C2 and so on Cm are pivot columns, then their corresponding columns in a given matrix A will be spanning column space A, and then basis of column space of A is equal to, that is this, because column A is spanned by these vectors and the dimension of column is equal to number of vectors in basis, that is equal to n. Now let us look at this note point. Dimension of null A is equal to number of non-pivot columns, that is even equal to number of free variables, it is equal to k, and dimension column A is equal to number of pivot columns, that is equal to number of basic variables, which is equal to m. And these two together, k plus m, is equal to number of non-pivot columns plus number of pivot columns is equal to number of columns in the given matrix A. Now we will do a problem in which we will find out basis and dimension for both null A and column A for the given matrix. Because the procedure for like reducing to echelon form for a given matrix which is required for null A and column A both are the same. So after reducing to echelon form, we will conclude what is basis for null A and what is basis for the column A. So I have taken here a matrix A and we have to find out null A and column A. For both, what do we need to do? Consider augmented matrix. So consider augmented matrix. So augmented matrix AO. So you can, even we can do only with A without augmented columns also. But while writing for null space, you should add zeros. That's it. So whatever it is, I will do for the augmented matrix A0. What is that? 1 minus 6 9 0 minus 2, and then 0 1 2 minus 4 5 0 0 0 5 1 and 0. This is almost most of the things are completed in this, almost ready for the, I think in echelon form I think it is. So you can just check here, this is pivot position, right? This is pivot position, then this is pivot position, so it's already in echelon form. So your work is half the way, not half the way, reduced for echelon form, most of the way for echelon form is reduced. Now what do you have to do from this? C1, C2, C4 are pivot columns, and then this is C3 and C5 are non-pivot columns. So let me write like this. Now we have to find out. So first let us write here C1, C2, C4 are pivot columns, and C3, C5 are non-pivot columns. Now let us come one by one on null A. We want first basis for null A. Let us write what do we have to write for null A. So for null A, what do we have to find out? Pivot columns, we need to know basic variables and free variables for null A. So since we have here, since C1, C2, C4 are basic variables, we have x1, x2, x4, not sorry, C1, C2, C4 are here pivot columns. So these are pivot columns, and this x1, x2, x4 are basic variables. And then what are free variables? X3 and x5 are free variables. So for null A, what you need to do is express basic variables in terms of free variables. That is what you have to do to find null A. So our first task is to express basic variables in terms of free variables. But from there we need to have some equations. So let me, from echelon form, you have to write the equations. This is echelon form. This will be equation 1 from here, equation 2 from here, equation 3 from here. This is row 1 in echelon form, implies you will have, so R1 from echelon form implies I have the equation here, x1 minus 6x2 plus 9x3 minus 2x5 is equal to 0. This, let me give equation 1. Then second row, R2 implies from echelon form only it is understood. I have x2 plus 2x3 minus 4 x4 plus 5x5 is equal to 0. This is equation 2. Then R3 implies I have the equation 5x4 plus x5 is equal to 0. Then we will start from equation 3. Now 3 implies I can write which is among 4 x4 and x5, which is basic variable, which is free variable. X4 is basic variable, x5 is free variable. What is our task? Express basic variable in terms of free variable. So this x4 is basic variable. You have to express x4 in terms of free variable. So I will write 5x4 is equal to minus x5, which implies x4 is equal to minus 1 by 5 x5. So this is x4 value. Then 2 implies. Now we'll consider equation 2. In equation 2 I have x2, x3, x4, x5. In this, which are free variable, which are basic variables? Basic variables are x2 is a basic variable, x3 is free variable again, and x4 is basic variable, x5 is free variable. You keep all the basic variables one side and free variables other side. So x2 here is, I have x2 is equal to, this equation implies I have x2 is equal to, I will keep this and I will send all the other terms one side, plus 4x4 minus 5x5, and in this what do I have x4 value, so I will write this as minus 2x3 plus 4 into minus 1 by 5x5 minus 5x5, which will be giving me minus 2x3, and this is minus 4, and minus 25 will give you minus 29 by 5x5. So what did I do here? x2 I wrote, which is x2 is a basic variable, I wrote in terms of x3 and x5. That's what we have done. x2 I have written in terms of, so these two. So x4 basic variable I have written, x2 basic variable I have written. What is remaining? The other basic variable is x1. Now let us find out the other basic variable x1. So 1 implies, now we have the equations from here, from the row 1, x1 minus 6x2. So you have x1 is equal to, x1 1 implies x1 is equal to 6x2 minus 9x3 plus 2x5. Now in this I have already the other two basic variable. What is that? x2 is a free variable that we can substitute. Okay, so let us look here. So what is the x2 value here? 6 into minus 2x3 minus 29 by 5 x5, and then minus 9x3 plus 2x5. So let me write this is equal to minus 12x3, and this one is minus 6 into 29 by 5x5, and then minus 9x3 plus 2x5. So let us regroup the terms. x3 terms minus 12 minus 9x3, and then x5 terms, so minus 6 into 29 by 5, and then plus 2 x5, so which will give me here minus 21 x3, and then this is plus, you take LCM, minus 174 plus 10 by 5 into x5. So this is equal to minus 21 x3 plus, not plus, it will give me minus 164 by 5 x5. This is x1 value. So we got now all the three whatever it is, the basic variables x1 and x2 value and x4 value. These three are basic variables in terms of free variables. What are free variables? x3 and x5. Now after defining these basic variables in terms of free variables, we have to write now what is null A. So null A is equal to set containing all x is equal to x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, because how many columns you have? 5 columns, and here you have 5 variables, so it belongs to R5, such that with the 3 conditions that I have x1 is minus 21 x3 minus 164 by 5 x5, and x2 is equal to, we have written all the values here, x2 is minus 2 x3 minus 29 by 5 minus 2 x3 minus 29 by 5 x5, and the other one is, first one what we found, x4 is equal to minus 1 by 5 x5, x4 is equal to minus 1 by 5 x5. So that implies I can say null A is equal to set containing the vector x1 means let us say minus 21 x3 minus 164 by 5 x5, and the next is here, let me take this more bigger, and then this is here 164 by 5 x5, and x2 is minus 2 x3 minus 29 by 5 x5, and x3 is a basic variable or free variable, sorry, x3 is a free variable, and next one is x4 is equal to minus 1 by 5 x5, and then x5 is x5, this is, so this is the one we have. Now you can see, though you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, but these are determined by only 2 parameters, x3 and x5. So I can write this null A as, then if I take x3 common, I will get here minus 21, and then minus 2, and there is x3 is 1, there is no x3 here in these two, plus x5 into minus 164 by 5 minus 29 by 5, and then 0, there is no x5 here, and then minus 1 by 5, and then 1. So if I take these two as v1, v2, then I can write this is equal to span of v1 comma v2, and hence I can say here that null A is spanned by v1, v2, and therefore basis for null A is equal to v1, v2. What are v1, v2 vectors I have? Minus 21, minus 2, 1, 0, 0, comma v2 is minus 164 by 5, minus 29 by 5, 0, minus 1 by 5, and then 1. Therefore, basis for null A is this, hence what is the dimension for null A? Dimension for null A is equal to how many vectors? Number of vectors in basis, that is equal to 2. That is equal to 2. So dimension for null A is equal to 2, which even I can say that it is number of free variables. Our next task is to find column A. What is column space A? It is a linear combination of, according to definition, linear combination of all the columns of the matrix A. But when matrix A is reduced to echelon form, then we will be deleting some columns which are linear combinations of others. So we have column A is equal to span of the columns in the matrix A that are corresponding to the pivot columns in its echelon form. Pivot columns in its echelon form. And in this question already the given matrix is in echelon form. So let us check back what are the pivot columns. Pivot columns are C1, as we remember, yeah, C1, C2, C4 are pivot columns. So I can write here that column A is equal to C1, C2, C4 are pivot columns. Let us write that, and implies column A is equal to span of C1, C2, C4. They are from A, from the given matrix A. In this question, already the given matrix itself is in echelon form, so it is span of, what is the first column? Let me check here. 1 0 0 0. Second column minus 6 1 0 0. So let us first write 1 and 2 and then come back for the other. So it is equal to, first C1 is 1 0 0 0 and C2 is minus 6 2 0 0 and C4, what is the fourth column in A? Let us look at that. So fourth column in A is equal to, 0 minus 4 5 0. 0 minus 4 5 0. So let us write that, which is equal to 0 minus 4 5 0. So this is column A, which is a span of all these three vectors, which are the column C1, C2, C4 from the given matrix A. A is already in echelon form. So hence, what is the basis for column A? Basis for column space A is equal to set containing these two vectors 1 0 0 0 comma minus 6 1 0 0 and then 0 minus 4 5 0. And you have to remember here there is a difference from span of these three vectors and the set of these three vectors. Column A has infinite number of vectors which are span of, basis has only three vectors, and the dimension column A will be number of vectors in any basis, so which will be equal to, here three vectors are there in the basis, so it is equal to 3. And even we can observe here that this 3 is nothing but, I can say it is equal to number of basic variables in the echelon form. There are three basic variables in echelon form, so you will get dimension column is 3, or also you can say number of pivot columns. That will be dimension for column A. And now we'll go for the next problem. And even here we can say that dimension of null A is plus dimension column A is equal to number of columns in A. That is 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. This is what we can observe even from every problem where you are finding null A column. Let us go to the next problem. Find the basis and dimension for null A and column A of the following matrix. A is given. Now here this A is not reduced to echelon form, so we will reduce it to echelon form first. So to reduce it to echelon form, let me take the matrix again, minus 3, 1, 2, 6, minus 2, minus 4, minus 1, 2, 5, and 1, 3, 8, minus 7, minus 1, 4. Let me take the augmented matrix, because we need to reduce it to echelon form, the augmented matrix. So let me add 0 column. So column 0 0 0. So even let me change here that this matrix A as augmented matrix AO, which is equal to, so right. Now we have to reduce it to echelon form. Now if I observe in the first row, first column element minus 3, to make it simple, let me interchange row 1, row 2. So row 1 is transformed to row 2. They are interchanged. So the matrix is transformed to, so first row 1 minus 2, 2, 3 minus 1 as first row, and the first row has become second row. Third row as it is, there is no change. Now let us mark the pivot element, that is 1, and we have to change minus 3 to. So for R2, what is the transformation I apply? R2 plus 3R1. And for R3, R3 minus 2 R1. So this matrix is transformed to 1 minus 2, 2, 3 minus 1, 0. First row there is no change. We are not changing first row. Second row first element 0. Then 6 minus 6, 0. And then minus 1 plus 6, 5. And then 1 plus 9, 10. And then minus 7 minus 3 minus 10, 0. And the third row 0. Then minus 4 plus 4, 0. And then 5 minus 4, 1. And then 8 minus 6, 2. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. Here 4 minus of minus 2, 4 minus 2 into minus 1. So it is 4 plus 2, right? It is 6 here. So this is what I transform the matrix. Let us mark the pivot positions again. 1 here, and in the second row I have 5 as a pivot position, and so third row still I have to now change this one. So before that, let us change R2 divide by 5, so it will be simplified. So this is transformed to 1 minus 2, 2, 3 minus 1, 0, and then 0, 0, 1, 2 minus 2, 0, and the third row 0. Third row we are not changing now anything, 0, 0. 1, 2, 6, 0. Now let us mark again the pivot positions. 1, and in the second row 1, and in the third row I have this 1, I have to make it 0. So R3 transformation R3 minus R1. I will be getting here, it is transformed to 1 minus 2, 2, 3 minus 1, 0, and second row 0, 0, 1, 2 minus 2, 0, and 0, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 2 minus 2, 0, 6 minus of minus 2, which is 8, and Z 0. Now let us mark again pivot 1, second row 1, and in the third row 8. So there are 3 pivot positions, and which are the pivot columns now? C1, C3 and C4, C5 are pivot columns, and these C2, C4 are non-pivot columns, C2 and C4. Let me make it little lighter. So C2 and C4 are non-pivot columns. So now what do we need? What are pivot columns? What are basic variables? So pivot columns are C1, C3, C5, non-pivot C2, C4. So C1, C3, C5 are pivot columns, and then C2, C4 are non-pivot columns. Now we need to find a null A. To find a null A, we need to note down basic variables and free variables. So here we have basic variables are x1, x3, x5, because the C1, C3, C5 are pivot columns. Free variables are x2 and x4. Now to find null A, what do you need to do? To express basic variables in terms of free variables. So to find the null space of A, we have to express basic variables in terms of free variables. So how do we do that? We have here the echelon form. From the echelon form, we have to, this is echelon form, and we have to from R1, R2, R3, R1, R2, R3, we can write equations. These are nothing but the equations simplified from the given system. R1 implies, what do we get? The first row has elements 1 minus 2, 2, like that. So if using the first row, I'll get the equations x1 minus 2x2 plus 2x3 plus 3x4 is equal minus x5 is equal to 0. This is first equation. Then row 2 implies second row. So I have 1, 2 minus 2. So it is starting from the third column. So I have x3 plus 2x4 minus 2x5 is equal to 0. This is equation 2. And what do I have in the third row? The third row I have only one element 8. So that is in the last column. So I have here 8x5 is equal to 0. This is equation 3. This is row 3 implies, and the above one is row 2 implies. So I have equation 3. From 8x5 is equal to 0, 3 implies. So we should start solving from the third equation. x5 is equal to 0. So I got x5 value. Then I have to then use equation 2. 2 implies I have x3. So in x3 and x4, one is basic variable, the other one is free variable. So I have x3 plus 2x4 minus 2 into 0 is equal to 0. That implies I have which is a basic variable, x3 is basic variable, x4 is free variable. So keep x3 the left hand side, x3 is equal to minus 2x4. So expressing basic variable x3 in terms of free variable x4. That is what we have done here. Then next we have the other basic variable x1 also. How to get it? Observe equation 1. So from equation 1 implies I can write x1 minus 2x2 plus 2 into x3 is minus 2x4. And plus 3 again 3x4 as it is, minus x5 is 0 is equal to 0. So now I have here x1, x2, x4. Among these x1 is basic variable. So keep x1 left hand side. So here this is basic variable x1. And then x1 you keep it here, and then I have here minus 2x2 minus 4x4 plus, so I have 2x2 that side, and then that will be plus x4 because minus 4x4 plus x4 is minus x4, sending right hand side you will get plus x4. So now I have written even x1 also in terms of the free variables x2 and x4. So the three basic variables, then x3 also I have written minus 2x4, and x5 is the basic variable, that is already 0. Now I have all the three basic variables values. We have to find null A is equal to x is equal to the vector x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 because it is in R5 such belong to R5 such that. Then among these five, these basic variables already we expressed them in terms of free variables. So they satisfy the equations x1 is equal to 2x2 plus x4 and x3 is equal to minus 2x4 and x5 is equal to 0. So if then it will be equal to set containing x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 is equal to 2x2 plus x4, x1, x2 is x2 because it is a free variable, and x3 is equal to minus 2x4 and x4 is a free variable, it remains as it is, x5 is 0. So now this null A I can write it as a linear combination of, you can observe two parameters are there, x2 and x4. So I will write it as, if I take x2 as common, then I have x2 coefficient 2 first and then 1. In the third row there is no x2, 0. Fourth row there are no x2, fifth row no x2, plus x4 into 1 and then 0, minus 2, 1, 0. Therefore, which is equal to span of two vectors which are 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, comma 1, 0, minus 2, 1, 0. So, these two are vectors in R5 because 5 rows they have. This is null A. Now, the next, what is the basis for null A then? Implies basis for null A is equal to set containing these two vectors. See here, the null A, entire null A is span of two vectors which is infinite vector space, but basis is a finite set. So, dimension of null A will be number of vectors in basis. So, how many vectors are there in basis here? Two vectors are there in basis. In null A you have infinite vectors, but here two. So, this I can say this is also equal to number of free variables. So, dimension of null A is equal to number of free variables. So, even I can use the other word also, number of non-pivot columns. Now, column A. Let us come for column A. What is column A? Column A is equal to span of the vectors or the columns, you can say, the columns from A corresponding to the pivot columns in the echelon form. Corresponding to the pivot columns in the echelon form. So, that is column A. So, it is equal to span of. What are pivot columns in echelon form? Pivot columns in echelon form are, we remember them as C1, C3 and C5. So, their corresponding columns in the given matrix. What are their corresponding columns? So, here I can write span of it is equal to C1, C3, C5. This is from A. So, span of, let us see in A what are C1, C3, C5. The first column C1, I have minus 3, 1, 2 and the second column in C given matrix is 6, minus 2, minus 4 and the third column is minus 1, 2, 5. So, these are the first, third and fifth column. Let us check once, I have a doubt. So, third column is minus 1, 2, 5 and the fifth column is 7, minus 1, 4. Right. So, these are the columns from a given matrix, corresponding columns to the pivot columns. Then, what is next one? Basis for column A. Basis for column A is the just set, a finite set containing these three vectors, minus 3, 1, 2, minus 1, 2, 5 and then 7, minus 1, 4. Therefore, what is the dimension for column A then? Number of vectors in basis. So, what are how many vectors are there in the basis? In the basis, I have 3 vectors. So, this is nothing but even I can say number of basic variables.